Hey, Soul family, got my love glasses on in the spirit of Valentine's Day coming up here. I just think we can all use a little more love and a little more fun and a little bit more joy and a little bit more, I don't give a F. And this is me not giving a F. I don't care. These are my daughter's glasses. I somehow inherited them after a football game, and I just hung them by my front door because sometimes when people come over, which I don't have a lot of visitors, that's going to change, but I would joke, like, put your rose-colored glasses on as you walk through the house because I don't know how messy it's going to be, how much laundry is going to be, and people are always like, girl, it's fine, your house is fine. But I always like a clean house. I like to keep things tidy. I love to be a good host, and having a messy, cluttered house bothers me, so I don't like it to affect my guests. It's clean, and my toilets are clean, and counters are clean, but it gets cluttered sometimes. I got 5 kids and, you know, there's just endless paperwork and laundry and whatnot. Side note. So I'm wearing my love glasses because I don't know about you, but the world feels like a giant dumpster fire right now. Everywhere you look, there is more information coming out about our government leaders that we were told to trust, celebrities that we've known and loved and supported, and daycare workers and school officials and church leaders. Everywhere you look, friends, families. I mean, I've gotten duped by family members, and I don't know, it's just really hard to live right now and not be disheartened and not be disappointed and not be a little scared and angry and frustrated and not knowing what to do. Well, I don't believe God wants us to isolate and live in fear. I believe he wants us to stand boldly in truth and educate ourselves and love on one another and talk things out and not be divided like they want us to be. And sure, we have our differences maybe in how we believe things need to be handled, but if we can look at each other in love and not let them win, not let them divide us, like I said, not let them steal our joy and our peace, but to continue to fight for it in any way we can, whether it's just putting on some love glasses during the day or getting together with your pals or setting your differences aside and going out dancing or reading a good book and taking your mind off of it. I don't know. We all have to really cultivate joy right now because this is really soul sucking. And that leads me to my next point. I really do believe that we are in a spiritual battle, that we have a narcissist problem, epidemic. That's what I really truly believe. And I believe narcissists aren't just a personality disorder that can be quantified on a psych test, because I believe that if they're skilled enough, which many of them are, they could dupe a psych test and lie their way through counseling and whatever else. So I believe that, yeah, sure, do your tests and slap on your labels and feel bad for them. Like, oh, they were just a victim once before and that's why they're doing this. Well, knowing not everybody treats others like a pile of garbage when they've gone through things. Okay. I'm sure you watching this right now, needing the support, you've gone through some shit and you don't treat people like garbage. Now, there's a difference between somebody who's got a good soul and is acting out of their wounding, because I definitely have seen that too. There's avoidant attachment disorders, anxious attachment disorders. People have anger issues, ADHD. There's a lot of things that can come into play about how somebody behaves with you and how they show up in the world. There's lots of things that can factor into it, okay? Unhealed wounds, things like that. But what I'm talking about is evil, okay? And we are seeing it rampant right now, the things that we're hearing, and I'm probably going to be labeled a conspiracy theorist. Fine. What are my time? Oh my gosh, I just kept talking. It's past. I was hoping to get under 3 minutes so I could have a short. Oh my gosh, a 3:33 on the clock though. Oh my gosh. So 3 is my favorite number. One time I was meditating in my closet and the number 33 literally came out of the closet in like a 3D image in my third eye. So I'll just go with it. So I'm just going to keep rambling, but maybe I'll make a shorter one. But I see this as a spiritual battle. Good versus evil. Lies versus truth, love versus hate, all of it. And I believe there's a narcissistic collapse right now where truth is just coming up that's been buried. I feel enough of us in the collective have been seeking truth, not only just worldly, but in our own lives too, breaking free from chains in our own lives, wanting to know for sure. There was a time in my life back in 2015, I want to say, that I was in a pretty icky situation. I did not realize how dangerous it actually was until things were just off and I was miserable and I was just praying, God, I just need to be shown. Please show me the truth so I can know for sure, like something seems off. Please reveal the truth to me. Well, flash forward 6 months, I literally heard from God and it wasn't really audible. It was more like my thoughts were interrupted by God's thoughts. And I heard some shit went down in my life. And then I just decided to go do some investigating to try to I was hoping to catch somebody in a, not, I didn't want to catch them in a lie, but I was hoping to, I could never catch this person in a lie, and I felt like they were always lying to me. Anyways, I was on a little investigation, I would say, and I literally wasn't sure if I should, but I heard in my mind, tonight, you wanted to find out the truth, tonight's the night you're going to find out the truth. And then I decided to go with it and go outside my comfort zone and do a little investigating myself, and found out some truth, and it was a domino effect of unraveling my life at the time and all I knew, and pretty much ripped the foundation out from underneath me, and that was terrifying. But I had asked, so be careful what you wish for. But if you are a truth seeker and you really are wanting to understand what's really going on and to be aware and have your eyes open and not be living in the dark, just trust and know that God will reveal it to you one way or the other, that your higher self, your intuition will guide you towards the right answers. And even now, the things that maybe don't personally affect you your everyday, but in the news and everything, we want to know what's really going on. All these victims that we're hearing, their just stories deserve to be heard. And if enough of us want to know and are seeking truth in our own lives and in the world, we will have it revealed. And that's what we're seeing unraveling right now. And I do believe there is going to be a narcissistic collapse where a lot of this, sorry, I can't really get rid of the glare. A lot of this is going to come to light, and it can't really hide in the dark anymore. And these victims that never have gotten justice and have been silenced, some of them are dead, trying to advocate for truth. There's a long laundry list of people that people are trying to reopen investigations of their deaths because it was a little bit, just when they were maybe about to reveal a big secret or come forward with something that they knew or expose something, wouldn't you know, they committed suicide, or there was a freak accident. Anne Heche, her accident, I don't know if you remember that, but supposedly it was like a really crazy crash that she got into, and she was being carried away by the paramedics and covered in a white blanket. They supposedly announced her dead, but then there's video footage of her bolting up out of the blanket and yelling something, and then they kind of shoved her back down and put her in the ambulance and never to be heard from again, pronounced dead, right? But a lot of people are starting to think back, that was really freaky, and of course we stopped talking about that. Nobody investigated it enough, and we forgot about Anne Heche. Sorry, Anne, rest in peace. But now that you think about it, if you dig back a little bit, come to find out, her and a congresswoman were actually teaming up to expose some of the pedophile rings and the sex trafficking in the industry, the celebrity entertainment industry. And wouldn't you know, Anne Heche died, and I think like a week later the congresswoman died too. So the freak accidents, right? Diddy's original, like, I don't know if he was married to her, Aaliyah, I think her name was, like her mysterious death, Michael Jackson, Prince, like it just, the list goes on and on. Marilyn Monroe, a lot of people believe she was close to uncovering things too. And Charlie Kirk, there's just a lot of people that have lost their life. And I hope to God that their deaths are not in vain, that their legacy can live on somehow, even now, with a lot of us waking up and wanting to know the truth. But anyways, it can be really hard to cultivate joy right now, and I do believe that is what God is calling all of us to do in our own ways, small and big, either if it's just putting some rose-colored glasses on, making a little content, how you feel, or it's getting out and meeting people, going on dates, getting back out there, getting out of your house, going out with your girlies, going to the bar and just having a drink and with some friends, like living your life despite all the darkness that's around us, because that's what they want us to do. They want us to live in fear. We saw it with COVID and the race wars. Like, it's since the beginning of time, you guys, it really doesn't ever end. Back in the, early 1600s, it was, kill the witch, burn the witch. It was just all kinds of crazy things that were going on throughout life. And now is no different. But we are here for just such a time as this, and they want us to be divided. They want us to hate on one another. They want our differences to separate us and isolate us and make us afraid, just like they did in 2020 and before and all that stuff. And we have to stop that. We have to say no. I need to go get my kids in a minute. We do need to say no, and we need to get back out there and connect with one another. We were not created to be islands and isolate. We were created to be in partnership and in connection, and to talk about big issues and share ideas and be vulnerable and share what we've been through and open up our hearts. I'm also got a cold. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. But even for me, I was like, oh, I don't feel like making a video today. I feel like pretty much like crap. But I was like, you know what? That's just what the dark forces want. Even if it's my own limiting beliefs, I believe our subconscious stops us from moving forward when we're called to do things, whether that's dark energy still within us or fear-based energy or around us. So me being sick right now, just when I was kind of feeling good last week and starting to create more content. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. You know, I'm just like, no, I'm just going to do it sick, and I'm going to do it tired, and I'm just going to keep showing up, and I'm going to speak my truth and inspire others to do the same. And if you are at all scared about getting back out there, about connecting with people again, about dating again, I don't know, partnering up with somebody in business because you just don't trust anyone anymore. Your foundation is completely ripped out from underneath you. That's what happened to me when I went through my shit. It was soul crushing, earth shattering to realize that people who are closest to you, people that you lie next to every night, that are supposed to love you, can actually be evil and have you know, their own self-seeking interest at heart, and that they don't actually care, and everything you built your foundation on is a lie. That is really, really painful. And I think that's why a lot of people don't want to look at what's going on right now, because if you let yourself unravel that one thread, everything kind of comes undone. And I'm not afraid of it because I've already lived through it, and I would prefer to be in truth and my eyes wide open. Even if I'm wrong, I'd rather make a decision how I feel based on facts at the time, and then be honest and say, hey, if more is revealed later down the road, I'm free to change my mind. You're free to change your mind as many times as you want. You're free to admit you don't know everything. You're free to admit that you're wrong. But what I'm here to do is to inspire you and to encourage you that there is a way to find out for sure what you're dealing with somebody. We are in a spiritual battle. This is not just personality disorder stuff. Oh, maybe they're a good person, and giving people the benefit of the doubt. No, we're done doing that. We've been through enough. We've had enough trauma. No more benefits of the doubt. We are going to be aligned in truth and reality and make decisions based off of that, and use our intuition and our discerning wisdom, and be very meticulous about who we allow in our space and our time to share our bed, to share our body, to share our thoughts, to share our heart energy, our money, our finances, our spirituality, everything. We have to be more discerning about who we allow in, because it is devastating what can happen when you allow the wrong person in your space, in your life. If you connect to them emotionally, physically, spiritually, sexually, everything, you create children with them, create businesses that can go under. I mean, all your hard work and your authenticity and your integrity that you built, your reputation, can go down the drain by one bad seed. And one bad person, one bad egg. And I'm going to say they're bad. They have chosen to disconnect from their spirit, from their divine self, their conscience, from healing, from love, from honesty. I had a friend who told me they were having some problems with her spouse, and they decided to go to counseling. And the counselor kind of asked, like, what are you looking for to her? Like, what do you need out of a relationship? And she's like, honestly, I just really need qualities like honesty and love and vulnerability and safety and compassion and stuff like that. And then the spouse at the time said, I'm not those things, and I'm never going to be any of those things. And then, wow, that was probably the last time that person was honest, because they end up getting divorced. And I know that the male in this situation, and I do believe they probably just realized, oh, dang, that was dumb to be that honest. Now I'm just going to lie and double down on my lying and just wear a mask, and I'll get further that way instead of being honest. But for her, it was good that he was honest, and she could part ways and know, like, wow, this is not in alignment with me at all. I didn't realize what I was in, and I got to get out. Because there's really no working with somebody like that. We all can grow and heal and change and evolve if we have a good soul. If we have a soul that wants to stay in kindness and goodness and wants to do the right thing, and we want to listen to our conscience and have integrity. For the most part, we're not perfect, right? We're going to always we're going to make mistakes. We're not perfect. Nobody is. And, but we can work with somebody who at least cares and tries and wants to do better and wants to do the right thing, and still has a connection to spirit somehow. You don't have to be the most religious person, but you have to know that there's a God, and that humble yourself. And there's certain people in the world, the narcissists, the sociopaths, the psychopaths, that they think they're God. Okay. And they allow their body, their vessel, to house like demonic energy. This is a spiritual battle. And if you need help discerning who's in your life. This is what I've been getting to this whole time. And it's, oh my gosh, 14 minutes. Oh, I can't see. Slow down. If you need help with this, I have created a soul quality test. I have some intuitive abilities. I'm a spiritual coach. I do Reiki and all kinds of energy healing things. You can check out my website, thezenzonestudio.com, for more services. One that's probably not listed on there is my soul quality test. It can help you discern what you're dealing with a person at a soul level using the wisdom of the Akashic records. And because somebody can lie to a psychologist, somebody can lie to you, somebody can lie to an expert, somebody can lie to everyone in the world, but they can't fool God. And God has allowed me to access this information to help you be more discerning, to protect yourself, to protect your energy, to your time, your space, your business, your home, your heart, your body, everything. Okay? Because we don't need any more trauma. We are getting enough of it as it is. We need to heal. We need to have joy. We need to have love and laughter and peace and kisses and hugs and bring in that money, baby. And you can't bring in money and you can't bring in abundance and joy when you got soul suckers closely connected to you. You may not be able to totally get rid of these people, but you do need to create really strong boundaries. And I'm here to help you with that. That soul quality test is super cheap, easy, and fast and efficient, and it can help you know what you're dealing with. Okay, so see me for that. If you need that, I will have a my email address here for that. And keep fighting the good fight, everybody. Put your love glasses on. There's so much love around us and so much joy that we are not being shown. Every day we're being inundated with fear and lies and propaganda and clips of situations to get us to hate each other and divide each other. Clips of like 1 minute out of a 2 weeks long interaction that's causing us sensitive ones, us compassionate ones to, of course, they're playing on our heartstrings. Thus empaths and the sensitives and the compassionate ones, of course, it's hard to watch some of these videos. It's hard to watch the things going on, but it's being taken out of context because they're trying to steal our hearts. They're trying to manipulate our emotions, and we have to be really discerning, okay, even with what we watch in the news and what we read and everything, and to just, sure, make some like basic assumptions of what you think, but wait for the truth to come out. Do some more digging. Independent content creators right now are amazing at gathering information and digging up stuff they're not getting paid for, but I'd prefer to watch a content creator putting their content out for free. Obviously, they're hoping to get some subscribers and whatever, but they're not there to make money off of manipulating us, okay? Do what you have to do. Find your resources, and if you're not sure where to go, pray. Pray for God to show you, to bring people into your life that can guide you in truth and into you're the spiritual authority in your life. You need to remember that. And I wanted to, this is the second time I'm creating this video. Do need to go. And in my first one, I was trying to get it into 3 minutes, but that's impossible for me, it seems. I'm going to have to try to get better at that. Kind of long-winded. But anyways, I was thinking about the movie Swing Kids. It's a perfect example of, if you haven't seen that movie, it's basically about swing music, how it kind of got its popularity in Europe and like Germany, and specifically this movie is Nazi Germany. A bunch of high schoolers would get together for like social hour and dancing and swing music, and it was like a European thing that they kind of got inspired from America, and like this music kind of was coming over to Europe, and the government officials at the time were really trying hard to push that Nazi Hitler against the Jews, anti-Jews establishment down, pushed that down everybody's throats, including the students and the teenagers. And in the beginning of the movie, it's about a bunch of boys that are friends, and they all have a shared love for swing music and they're best friends. And then very slowly it shows how the propaganda war at the time, that was the Nazi regime, how it infiltrated the homes and the schools and caused people to be afraid and to divide. It's kind of sad what ends up happening to the kids in their friendship and things like that, and just people in general, because the generals were like coming in and breaking up these swing dance clubs and stuff like that, because they don't want them to have joy and to have fun and laughter. And it was kind of a sign of rebellion that they were doing that, and they were kept shutting them down and causing raids. And you wouldn't think that music could do that, but it was, their art form was basically a sign of rebellion. And that's what we can be doing too. Our art, our creative juices our love, our, drawing, writing music, painting, dancing. All these things are an art form of allowing us to create in this world and show up and be big and let our energy shine. They don't want us to do that. They want us to stay stuck, isolated, divided, scared, afraid, lonely, all that stuff. Okay, so weak, but we can, even if we're not brave enough yet to like get out in the world and do stuff, you can create and you can rebel in your own way. You can create content. You can write a song. You can do some art. You can read a really good book. You can just have a cozy night in. You can not forget. You can hold things in your heart and hold space and also still live your life in joy. And the more of us that wake up and do that and put our love glasses back on and remember what we're seeing is not the totality of all of us humans. There's so much goodness. There's so much good people. There's so many people doing good things every day. Ask God to show you, to reveal to you more good things so that you don't fall down the rabbit hole of point of no return, where it's just really hard to recover when your foundation is ripped out from underneath and you just see everything through the glasses of fear and hate. Okay, put the love glasses back on, create some art, watch Swing Kids. It's very inspiring. Call a friend, go out, get back on those dating apps. I don't know, dating apps are just a joke right now, but I have very little faith. But anyways, do what you need to do, what you're called to do, to not allow this negative, dark energy, this fear energy to destroy all of us, okay? And if you need help with certain people in your life deciphering who they are to you and what you need to do, see me for some coaching or that soul quality test. You will not regret it. Bye.